Hello again, YouTube, and welcome back to Scenes Memories on the Starry Sky. My name is MS-Punker1, and last video we went to Risa's shack to just do some work. I don't think we went there to talk to Azuza, but then of course we ended up doing that anyway. But we went over to do some work for plan some future work or something. But then of course all sort of people started to come in. First Misora and Aino came in and sat down with us. And then apparently Kido. I would take it wrong if is his name Kido or Kaido? I will obviously say Kido, but anyway. He came here too and started talking about stuff. And apparently there's some treasure. He says there's some treasure buried somewhere in the old estate, I think. I think it was about the old estate. Oh, of course I can't check that because I just loaded up this one. Let me see what happens. Treasure? What do you mean by that?
言葉通りさ。もっともそれを受け継げるのは里美さんだけかもしれないけれど。
This was making even less sense to me by the second. Any Holder family inheritance would go to Shahaya. Oh wait, I guess Azuza would be qualified now, but why would it only apply to her?
これは信頼できる去る筋から得ることのできた情報なんだ。ソースは明かせないけれど。
Right. That sounds like a sort of phrase you would tag onto information that was less than credible. It was sounding sketchy by the second. Kido looked awfully confident about it, though. Where was that?
あの旧宅に住んでいたのは先生の養父である忠道さんだろ。その忠道さんが里美さん宛ての遺書と遺産をあの家に隠しているとしたら。
Yeah, a mysterious central figure associated with the old estate. Azuza did seem to faintly remember him. So he must have treated her quite well. Oh, so maybe that meant it was plausible. He had left her an inheritance, even if it was out of sympathy.
不思議かい？解せないって顔をしているよ。
Yeah, no.
気持ちはわかるよ。僕だって北条家の皆さんと親しくさせていただいているからこそ初めて納得できた部分があるからね。
Was that how it worked? It was true that Kido would obviously know more faces. I think it would be facts. Of the Holder family than I did through his line of work.
こう言ってはなんだけれど、千早さんには黙っていても先生の財産が引き継がれるだろう。
It even feels great to have a discussion based around the idea of someone I know passing on, especially when it involved property. I did understand that someday something could happen out of the blue, much like with my brother. And the family left behind would need to handle all sort of formal end-of-life procedures.
それに引き換え里美さんは忠道さんがご健在な頃は存在すら伏せられていたから。
It also didn't feel great to deliberately compare Chihaya and Azusa's position in terms of inheritance either. Besides, did Tadamashi personally set aside money for Azusa given her legally complicated position? Kido nodded as if to say, so you did get it. So you do get it. Since Kido wouldn't come right out and say it, I wondered if this was skirting the law. I think I said that's right. Had this been kept a secret because nothing would go to Azusa if formal legal processes had been followed.
それにこうは考えられないかい？里美さんに自立できるだけの資産があれば、千早さんが無理をする必要はなくなる。
Now I understood. Shaya had been backed into a corner to meet her father's demands in exchange for Azusa to receive support from the Holder family. If that were no longer true, then Shaya would finally be free. Right? Wait, let's see if I understand this. So he's more or less saying that if Azusa get this money from what I guess is the grandpa, Chihaya won't need to more blindly obey her father anymore because she only, at least right now, only does it to, in a way, protect Azusa. So, but if Azusa inherits the money from the grandpa, which is money that the dad now doesn't know about, then the dad doesn't really have any leverage over Chihaya. I think that's what Kido's talking about. His complacent smile made me feel like I had totally fallen for his sales pitch. It definitely didn't feel great. If you already know this much, shouldn't you have found it ages ago? Did you not look for it yourself, Kido?
残念ながら僕はあの家に詳しくないのでね。
And you're yet, at least not yet. You're not part of a family, so you don't really have a right. Maybe it was just because Kido looked so natural when he shrugged, but his relatively unpleasant conversation didn't seem that shady. That would be better for me anyway. Although it did match his description, the disposition.
千早さんのように幼い頃から出入りしていれば何か気づくのかもしれないが。
Is that why you came to me? He wanted me to use the renovation as an excuse to search for the house and to use Chihaya by extension.
君と千早さんの2人ならきっと見つけられるんじゃないかな。期待しているよ。
Right. Again, Shahaya herself was...
千早さんが望んでいるのは何も里美さんの幸せだけではないかもしれないよ、純也くん。
There's something else?
さて、それ以上は自分で考えてくれよ。僕もこれ以上敵に塩を送る趣味はないんだ。
Rival? I was thinking of saying things like, rival.
やっぱり千早さんって泣くな愛の、まだチャンスはある。多分何しろ順には鈍感だ。
Oh, right. Aino became sad well because she is in love with Junya. So hearing that Junya and Kido more or less are competing for the Shahaya.
泣かないし、鈍感だからって何？
Anyway, a treasure and inheritance, huh? That's right, related to the puzzle Shahaya's grandfather had left behind. Even supposing that there were something like that, would it really be in Shahaya or Azuza's best interests? No idea.
お待たせしました。
おお、これは早くて助かるな。いや、実はさっきから腹の虫がグーグー鳴っていて。
ご注文は以上でお揃いでしょうか。ではごゆっくりどうぞ。
Yeah, Azuza made it painfully clear that she had no intention of associating herself with Kido whatsoever, and took her leave.
まあいいか。さて、ではいただきます。
Being who he was, he didn't seem bothered by it either. Until it was incredible. I felt rather uncomfortable, especially when one of the patrons happened to glance over at us. Then again, we couldn't exactly get up to leave by ourselves when Kido had only just started his meal.
なあ、順にごめん。私たちちょっと席外すね。
Sure.
すみません、純也さん。すぐ戻りますから。
Oh, sure. See you soon. What was up with those two? Oh, maybe they needed a bathroom.
ごちそうさまでした。
And of course, something that I actually think is kinda strange. Girls always have to go to the bathroom in pairs. Are you sure the only thing we actually do are needs in that regard? Because why would they have to go in pairs for that? Anyway. In all the time that Misora and Aino were away, Kido had polished off his meal. We knew it could be so rough just to sit beside someone in silence when we ate.
さて、じゃあ僕はもう行くから、ここはおごらせてもらうよ。
Eh? In the time it took for me to react, Kido had slipped on his jacket and collected everyone's bills from the table. But no, we couldn't ask you to do that.
お騒がせしてしまったからね。団らんを邪魔したお詫びだよ。
I think I would much rather he say that to Azuza than any of us.
妹さんたちが戻ってこないことには君は席を立てないだろう。代わりに払っておくから。
Now that he had said that to me, it made it difficult to take our bills back out of his hand. Misora, what were you doing if I know with you? If I know with you at that time, at that.
それじゃ何か見つけたら必ず連絡してくれよ。
Ah, yes. He found something here. Watch Kido head off to the register and let out the sigh. There's everything going on with Shihaya and now this treasure hunt, huh? My worries were starting to pile up from all directions. It was daring to have so much going on all at once, especially when there was no end in sight. I couldn't help but wonder if I could quickly knock any of them out. I don't want that to get me flustered just to fail anymore either. I built up such a huge tab over the years as it was. I had only just begun to repay Shihaya for how dense I had been towards her. In the end, sorry. In the end, my only choice was to resolve my problems one by one. You're back. Kido paid for everything while you two were gone.
ああ、ごめん。店長さんがなかなか捕まんなくてさ。すみません、純也さん。あずささんに見つからないように話をするのに時間がかかってしまって。
About what? What's this about the Misora and Azuza? What had I needed? What had I needed with two of them? But what did she mean by making sure Azuza didn't spot them?
いやほら、さっき騒ぎになっちゃったじゃん。あれでアズーンが怒られたらかわいそうだなって。だから店長さんにアズーンは悪くないんです。叱らないであげてくださいってお願いしてきた。
Oh, really? That's impressive.
でしょでしょ。もっと褒めて褒めて。友達同士でヒートアップしちゃってってうまくごまかせたと思うよ。
I see. That explains why you suddenly jumped up out of your chair like that. Had we had a discussion together while I was distracted by my talk with Kido?
はい。他のお客さんからクレームが入るかもしれませんでしたから、その前に言った方がいいと思って。
That's why you had to make sure Azuza didn't see you, huh? She likely would have told them not to have bothered. Then again, they couldn't overlook the fact we may have put Azuza in a bad position. Azuza was an employee that had caused a disturbance during business hours. What's more, towards a customer. They were likely people there who been made uncomfortable too. That was why they had discreetly conspired together and spoke to her manager.
本当にすみませんでした。私たちもちょっと慌ててしまっていて。
No, good work both of you. I honestly should have said and done something sooner. My reputation as their senior was in shambles. I really did have a lot to learn.
いやいや、順兄には主犯の相手をしてもらったからさ。
Offender? Ah, she was referring to Kido. I guess I couldn't deny that, especially given today's events.
あの人がアズーンを煽ったようなもんじゃん。だから主犯。おごってもらったこともオンに来ません。迷惑料です。
Honestly, well, you both did great. Thanks.
どういたしまして。やればできる女だからね、私。
Brother had been great at playing backup land like this too. And Misora inherited far more of his traits than I had. After the three of us left the restaurant, we ended up rehashing the discussion we had with Kido on our way home.
私、やっぱりあの人嫌いだな。
Actually, I'm starting to dislike Kido as well because he always seems so don't really know how to say it or so, but he always seems like that. I'm going to marry the girl you like, and you can't do anything about it. He always seems almost like that, and seems like looking down on us as our junior because of his position and all that. So I'm starting to dislike Kido as well. And even the fact that this marriage with engagement so and with Shahaya, so for her to be a housewife and not even more or less just being a stay-at-home slave. If I'm thinking correctly about what a housewife actually does. But yeah, that's what I feel about it. So yeah, like I said, I don't really like Kido either. Kido?
なんていうか、親切なふりして下心丸出しのナンパ野郎に似てる。喋り方とか雰囲気とか。
I think you mean his ambience. The impression you have of a person from that alone isn't really enough to badmouth them. There was plenty about him that bothered me too, though.
ちょっとした言い間違いくらいスルーしてよ。ニアミスじゃん。そんなんだからごく一部以外にモテないんだよ。
My bad. The tiny niche. You must have meant Shahaya, huh? Sorry, I wasn't popular with the ladies.
まあジュンニーがモテまくってもそれはそれで複雑というか困るというか、どうなのその辺って感じではあるけれど。
About what? What's that supposed to mean?
だってさ、このままだとちーちゃんあの人と結婚するんでしょ。
So it seems, yeah. That was part of the reason I didn't want to assume the worst of him. If he was going to be Shahaya's husband, I hoped he would be someone respectable. Maybe those were just hollow hopes of mine.
でもジュンニーとちーちゃんもどうなってるのかわかんないし、じゃあジュンニーが他の誰かとラブラブになるのかっていうのもあんま想像できないし。
Well, excuse me. Okay, so you're more or less saying to your own best friend that you know have a crush on your brother, but so you can't see your brother be with anyone else except the person he's in love with. So you're more or less giving a finger to your best friend because of her who she has a crush on. Darn him, Misora. She didn't hold her back with her digs. I'd love to know too, you know. What does Shahaya Hodu ultimately think of Yunya Misamoto?
ジュンニーみたいに慎重すぎて奥手っていうのもどうかとは思うけど、気を使いすぎなんだよ、ジュンニーは。
If I'm a late bloomer, what does that may make you?
だけど今日のキドッチにはジュンニーを見習え、空気読めってイライラしちゃった。
Then again, sure, she was joking, but then again, she was saying before that she was on a date together with Aino, so maybe she... Yeah. Well, that wouldn't have been appropriate to say. I get it now. You sort of was frustrated about Kido's behavior. Wait, did that mean she was venting to me?
あの人、ジュンニーやアズーンをわざと怒らせようとしてるのかと思ったもん。
Kido certainly hadn't acted like Azuza's reaction had been beyond his expectations. Don't tell me he had planned that. No, that was clearly reading into things too much. Me too? Not just Azuza? It sounded like Misora said that, right? But it would have been okay for me to be angry about Kino's remarks.
あ、ジュンニー、気づいてなかったの？鈍感すぎない？ジュンヤさん、おおらかなんだと思います。私も気になったというか、途中で心配になりました。
Exactly what are you talking about? Even I now don't have no idea what we are talking about. You too, I know. Didn't both of them tell me that did make the opinion I was thence more feasible? no, persuasive. How specifically?
それは純也さんをまた不快にさせてしまうかもですよ。
Aino hesitated and was being mindful of her word choice. She wasn't the sort of person who to speak poorly of others. Maybe she had noticed something as a neutral third party. It's fine, tell me, don't hold back.
はい。あの方、自分は千早さんの婚約者なんだと端々でことさら強調しているように感じてしまって。
Yeah, that is what I was feeling too. But every time we talk to him, he seems like dangling that like some sort of bait or some over us. Like said, I am something or doing something that I know you want, and you can't do anything about it. Well, yes, it is the truth. That sounded to Aino and Misora like she was trying to assert his dominance. Like she was going to be like he was.
他にもさ、何かと自分はちーちゃんと距離が近いんだぞって自慢話みたいに語っちゃってさ。
And some stuff taking it as him the differences in our position, or rather the status quo.
あげく、あずんにまであれでしょ。たぬきちゃん。
That was, I guess, where she had no control and where it was predetermined how she would be treated. The second Kido began to talk. He could have stopped, or we could have taken the conversation. The fact I hadn't considered that or been able to immediately act on it was the sign of my own inexperience. I couldn't help but compare myself to my brother in these situations. When aren't you comparing yourself to your brother?
私たちの気にしすぎかもしれませんから、純也さんが責任を感じるようなことではないですよ。
Thank you. I felt lame for having these younger girls worry about me so much. There's no way I get anywhere by floundering around like this.
アイノ、どうせならこのままうちで夕飯食べてく？
I considered having some tea once we got home, but the subject quickly changed upon our arrival.
いいの？でもどうしよう。
Anna looked over at me differently, and I gave her a cheerful nod. You don't need to worry so much, especially when Misora invited you. The least I can do to thank you for worrying about me too.
そんなお礼をされるようなこと私は何も。巻き込んじゃったようなもん し、おしゃべりもしたいし。うん。じゃあ遠慮なくお邪魔します。
Come on in. Hmm? What the? Someone was running straight for us. You heard everything, didn't you? Eh? Azuza? Well, startled me. That startled me. Why was Azuza here?
どうったのアズン。ああ、もうせっかく可愛いのにそんな髪も乱れたまんま。
She was out of breath and had likely run the whole way here. Unlike before, she was wearing street clothes and looked relatively disheveled. What? Ah, sorry.
余計なこと。
About earlier. She really hadn't appreciated me stopping her and come here to complain again.
違う。あんたもだけどじゃなくて。
Right, she's talking to Misora.
あずささん、ひとまず落ち着いて。お水飲んで息を整えた方が。そうそう、中入って水出すから。いらない。
Hey! Azusa staggered and swayed on her feet and managed to support her before she fell over. She also... Was she eating properly?
触るな、平気。いや、どう見ても平気じゃないし。順にそのまま中へ運び込んじゃって。
Yeah. I was a pathetic brother, but had stamina to spare. What's more, Azusa was slender as it was, and she was rejecting me more weakly than usual. She made that spiteful sound and glared at me as I held her in my arms. But she looked pale, as if we could neglect her. And I can't say that. Sister could shoo me out or kick me later if she wanted, but I felt compelled to step in. Azusa gulped down the water Misora poured and handed it to her. And that seemed to have helped her feel human again.
ごめん、お騒がせしました。いやいや、全然問題なし。てか、本当に大丈夫？お医者さん行く？もう平気だってば。ちょっとクラッとしただけだし。
Was it a case of anemia on top of being short of breath? Thank God we didn't make any pit stops. Who knew what would have happened if three of us hadn't come straight home? If Azusa had gone ahead and waited for us outside of the restaurant, She could have confronted us there. Would have been pretty scary though.
もしかしてお店から私たちを追いかけてこられたんですか？そう、一言言っておこうと思って。
It was about me then.
あんたじゃない。あんたもだけど。
The only ones here aside from me were...
私たちですよね。
Yeah, she wanted to talk to them about what they did.
私、なんかした？
You talked to her boss. Absolutely. It's not that Gabi in there. Aino seemed to have surmised as much and looked like she resigned herself, but Misora sincerely didn't seem to understand.
店長に聞いた。私が騒いだ件で口添えしてくれた若い女の子が2人いたって。ああ、って口止めしたのに店長さん。やっぱり担当したテーブル席の学生さんだろうって店長も言ってたけど。
You figured them out, huh? Who would have thought she pieced together that they had stuck up to her this quickly? For her.
余計なことしなくてもよかったのに。だけどおかげでクビになったりはしなさそうだから、それを一応伝えておこうと思って。
Well, it was that manager after all. He seemed to care about Azuza's well-being, and it's possible he understood what had happened today as well.
あ、そっかそっか。それなら一安心。そうだね。あずささん、すみませんでした。出過ぎた真似をしてしまって。別にいい。どうだ。
What's going on? She suddenly got tongue-tied?
店長からいい友達がいるねなんて誤解されてたから、次に店に来た時迷惑になるといけないと思って。迷惑なんてないよ。アズンの友達認定されたの超嬉しいし。
That was a manager who thought not Azuza.
むしろ私たちの言動であずささんにご迷惑をおかけしないよう気をつけないと。
If Azusa blushing, it seems now like she has a little bit of a little red on her cheeks.
友達になった覚えないんだけど。
Actually, I really wish she would accept it already. If it were these two, then I could easily them to Azusa. Was that why you ran all the way here?
別に急がなくてもよかったんだけど、今日はもともと夕方までのシフトだったし、店長が早く上がっていいって言ってくれたから。
Which was when she immediately got changed and came all the way here then.
そこ何察したような顔してんの？ニヤニヤするの
Okay. Kinda felt like she was venting, but it was fine. I hoped these three got along well in the future.
大体なんであんな場所で私のこと話してたのよ。
Oh well, it was originally about Chihaya. Kido was filling us in on a few things. Come to think of it, Was it okay to tell her about this? Maybe I should have checked if Kido first. Screw Kido, just tell Azuza.
何かまだ私に隠し事
She said with a glare, and I couldn't help but feel guilty for keeping it to myself. For now, maybe I should tell her at my own discretion. It was odd for the information to come from us, but it's possible Azusa knew something as well. This will come across as an odd question, but did anything about Shahaya's family's old estate catch your attention at all?
何それ
The look she gave me and the tone of her voice grew increasingly precautious. She had just collapsed the last time we were there. After all, there was no way she wouldn't be intrigued. I'm sure parts of this will make you uncomfortable, so I'm sorry, but I continue to be being mindful of my demeanor and to avoid coming across as pretentious. We heard from Kido that there might be some inheritance hidden at that of the state, and that you were its benefactory.
はあ何それいきなりどういうこと
Azusa's forehead scrunched up as she fell into thought, still looking both surprised and uncomfortable. I'm not sure yet. I'm honestly fairly skeptical, but Kido acted awfully confident about it, and suggested I search for it.
なんであんたにあ工事するからか
Exactly. It would mean continuing the renovation without Shahaya's approval, but Kido had given tactic permission or what felt more like eager encouragement.
当てにならない話
Not only did Azusa not believe it, she seemed distrustful.
あってもなくてもどっちでもいいけど私は何も知らない
I see. If I were Shahaya might not need to push herself to do this, but those were purely our own circumstances, not something Azusa was responsible for.
それ見つけてどうするの
Well, I wasn't sure whether I should bring up news about Shihaya too, but Azusa's brows raised and she seemed to have gotten the wrong idea.
あの木戸って人が懐に収めるとかあんたと山分けするとかそういう話
I won't do anything like that.
本当におじいさんの遺産があるなら私には不要でも勝手にされたくはないんだけど
Not only did she reject the idea, her eyes were icy. Misora and Aino looked troubled too. If you no longer needed any support, Shahaya would have no reason to obey Hojo or Hojo's orders anymore. That's all. Following that confession, Azusa briefly fell silent, and she was clearly having trouble figuring out the meaning behind what I had just said.
私の身代わりになんであの人がなるのよ
what Azuza said was blunt, but I could see how mortified she was. Or mortified. If I had to guess, it was probably towards her own frustration at her lack of ability to change her own environment, maybe.
私が貧乏だから、それとも存在そのものが誰かに迷惑をかけ続けるってこと？
Azusa practically spat those words out, almost like they had left her mouth before she could even think. Just like when I had stopped her back at the Resac. I never thought you were a nuisance. I'm sure Shahaya doesn't either. That was why Shahaya had accepted her conditions. It was one point I was actually confident in. Shahaya was freaked out and dragged you into this without asking first. It's reasonable both for you to think of it that way, but... Azusa interrupted me when I shook her head.
そう言いたいところだけど、お店でも言われたから。あの人の気持ちだけはありがたくもらっておく。気持ちだけね。
Yeah, I wish you would tell her that yourself. That only held more true if she was being obedient for the reasons as we pictured them. Even better if she would add on nobody wants you to sacrifice yourself and don't push yourself.
どうして伝えないんですか?
Calling everything out now, I know.
変ですよ、純也さん。さっきからまるで。
I made it sound like I would never see her again. I imagined that was what I know had been about to say. But then internally denied it. I was sure I would see Shaya again. At least what I wanted to believe.
ルサックでもそんな話になっていたので驚いたんですけど。
Oh, I saw now. Aino didn't know what sort of situation Shahaya was currently in. Only going by what Kido said earlier, it must have been a huge surprise for her.
アイノにはまだ言ってなかったんだっけ？リノベーション中止の件とか。中止？でもさっき純也さんは。
Yeah, I was still struggling. I wasn't about to let it stay cancelled, and I had been preparing to pick it back up without permission. Well, yeah. There's a lot of complicated gears in motion. Shaya can't currently leave her house. We can't get in touch with her either. We briefly filled her in on the situation, only for Aino to gasp in shock.
それは、さっきの話に出ていたご家庭の事情ですか?
Yeah, that's right.
でもやっぱり、それなら余計に千早さんに直接伝えるべきだと思います。絶対。
I know I agree with you, but we can't really do it. Aino fell silent. her expression slowly warping with unwavering determination. Then she looked to me, only to speak up once more.
お互いの気持ちまで伝聞で済ませてはいけないと思うんです。
Up in the air?
はい。さっきお話を伺っていてずっと違和感があったんです。純也さんと千早さんに関わることなのに他の人が全部説明してるって。
She kinda have a point there. If it is as I think now, then she kinda have a point, because everything we have heard has been from either Hinata or from Kido. And at least Kido could lie to us or manipulate things so that they in a way go against us. From what we talked about before. But anyway, that I think will have to be it for this video. So hope you liked it, and if you did, so leave a like to it as usual, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!